this episode of Busy Adults, we talk about our first impressions on Anime 5e, 5th edition fantasy role-playing reimagined, as featured on Kickstarter, created by Dyskami Publishing.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to another episode of Busy Adults.
Woo!
Yay!
We are down again, Yaka, today due to the simple fact of he lives out in the middle of BFE and his internet sucks and it downpoured and it knocked his internet out. So.
Yeah.
It's sprinkled.
I don't know about that. Sky was looking pretty goddamn dark to the north.
Well, it's crazy because, like, my folks texted and were like, oh my god, it's, like, monsoon here for, like, an hour.
Ooh.
And my brother and sister-in-law to the south of me were like, it's rain steady for here on and off. And I'm just, like, looking out and everything's just fucking bone dry. I'm like, we didn't get shit.
No, it bypassed all of us right here.
Like, it just literally, like, split in half and was like, boop.
Us too. I drove through, the city a bit to the north of me, and like, wow, downpouring rain. I went down to like 30 or 40 on the highway because it was just raining hard. And then I got through and I'm like, oh, where did all the rain go? guys? And then I got home, I'm like, oh, I better check on my plants before it starts raining real hard or something. And it spit a little bit, and that's about it. Nothing else.
And your plants are looking fantastic, by the way.
Thank
They really
you.
are.
I have that, like the big bushy one in the box is spinach. I'm gonna get some of that spinach.
There you go.
God, we're old. We're getting excited about, like, veggies and shit.
Spinach. I grew that from seed, my friend. Seed! Seeds! Do you know how small a spinach seed is? It's very fucking small.
So I just chuck a bunch and hope to God something works.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I did that for the
Well.
carrots too. I was just like, these are so small. Beep, 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 beep. And then I took out extra because there was like, oh no, there's too many. This is just going to be one mega carrot. Like,
Oh God.
Because they're all just going to
Grow together into one
Fucking-
giant mass.
Akira themselves together and just form a giant, massive carrot.
I mean, shouldn't you know better
Oh.
from playing
Valheim.
knowing like, oh hey, you gotta
You
keep
have
this
to
stuff
have space between them. Yeah, I know.
spaced and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of Akira, an anime.
Yep.
So, just a heads up, tonight's episode is about the Anime 5e 5th edition role playing adventure edition. I don't know what
It's like a conversion add-on third-party thing.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
third party. I backed it on Kickstarter a couple months ago. And when they said it, it was supposed to be like, oh, it works perfectly with 5e, this, that, and the other. Got it. It is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
They are definitely some hardcore fans of 3.5, you can tell, because they brought some more skills, but...
Oh yeah, you could. It is Anime 5e 5th edition fantasy role playing adventures
Yep.
by Dyskami Publishing Company, and
Yep.
what does it say? Japanime Games also.
Yep.
Also not sponsored.
Yes, not sponsored, but I backed it, and tonight's episode we'll be talking about it, what we like, what we don't like. Definitely, it is something different. I've belonged to their Facebook group too, and they have, like, people have been posting nonstop on this Facebook group since they sent out the files, because they sent us PDFs, and then August, September, we're supposed to get all our hardcover stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't know you were getting hardcover.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Oh yeah, I bet. Well, you could do like straight PDF. You could do like adventure, hero, or I think like business or dungeon master.
Oh, for the different tiers of
different tiers. Your PDF was like $30. I think I was can't remember if I was 50 or 100. I think I was 100, but I did the $100. I get all the PDFs. I get hardcover of the player's book, soft cover of a mini edition,
Ooh.
Dungeon Master screen, and yeah, so like it's really cool. I liked it. They had a $100 level for like a leather bound limited edition player's manual.
Ooh.
They had like the DM version was like I think $200-$300, and it gave you 5 copies of everything.
Wow,
So like you got 5 players books, 5 pocket editions, 1 DM screen. So like you get one, and 4 of your players get stuff. So I mean, it was cool. And then they had like the business one for like, oh hey,
for all the like game shops.
Right, like, hey, for like $600-$700, I think it was. I could be completely blowing it out of the water too. I'm just going off a lot of the Kickstarters I see and what their tier levels are. We're gonna send you like, I think it was like 8 or 9, maybe even 10 copies of everything.
Oh wow!
Just for your game store. But that one was like, you couldn't just be like, oh hey, I'm a dungeon master, or I've got a big group and I'm gonna do this. You literally had to prove like you had a business.
Oh, give them your tax ID number.
Yeah, I think that was actually like, yeah, we'll need, this, that, and the other to make sure that you're just not like a dungeon master who's got, like $1,000 to blow.
Right.
With a bunch of people and be like, hey, here you go.
All right, I guess. Well, I mean, if we're talking about Kickstarters right now, do you guys have any other Kickstarters that you have seen or have backed lately in the tabletop realm?
Not at the moment.
Yeah, I'm generally not looking on Kickstarter for anything, and if I do see something, it's like some of those virtual tabletops that have come out. That I think Drake was really into one of them. I forgot what the hell it was called though, but it looked really badass.
Dungeon Craft or whatever.
I think it was Dungeon Craft. Yeah.
Yeah. I semi-recently, I have a couple dice ones that I big surprise, guys. I backed some dice.
Of the
group. But also Dungeon Alchemist. That is dope looking. It like randomly generates a dungeon for you, but it's like fully like it has furniture, and each like a room could have a theme and all sorts of like set props and stuff within it. And then on top of that, everything in it is customizable. So if there's a trunk in there, like you could probably open the trunk. You can change the color. You can move it. You can delete it. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. Like, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing that a couple months ago when they were first announcing it. Like, oh, that's pretty sweet. I think this would be really awesome. Really cool to do. But they didn't have anything, like, really functional at the time. Just kind of their trailer video that they were trying to put out there to get a little bit of traction before Kickstarter.
I see.
But yeah, it looked really great.
Yeah, so I backed that one. The project has reached obviously funding, but
for something like that.
Yeah, it reached funding in 3 hours, so that's nice.
The crazy thing though is, you see some of these things that are like amazing, and you think they would, and they just don't.
Yeah,
they don't get the success. Like I think I sent you guys one a couple of years ago that I backed. Oh fuck! Let me take a quick look, cause it's right here.
I was about to say, don't ask me to remember shit. I barely remember today. So
no, Dirt Cheap Dungeons.
Oh yeah,
I backed them, and then this other one came out like, hey, and Dirt Cheap Dungeons like gave them their blessing and stuff. But Dirt Cheap Dungeons was cheap compared to like for building terrains and stuff. These motherfuckers, like, I think their entry level was like $100, and their most expensive one was like $1,000. But it was Well, here was the thing. They took what Dirt Cheap Dungeons did, and they cranked it to, like, 12. Like, their $1,000 one was like, oh, hey, you can build
a house.
Minas Tirith. No, you can build Minas Tirith, like...
Oh, damn.
Like, yeah, they did, like... They were like, oh, look, you can build Minas Tirith. You can build, like, they were picking different, like, real well-known fantasy places. And it was just so crazy. And they showed them, like, on tables. And, like, with their Minas Tirith level, it literally was, like, where we played down in the mudroom at my house. Like, it would take up the whole fucking mudroom. Like,
damn.
Hey, guys, you know, you can look in it, but we can't fucking play down here because there's no other space. Like...
You just have to make it real life sized.
Yeah, and it was it was awesome, but you know they didn't...
and then we're LARPing at that point.
I mean, just about, but yeah, they didn't succeed in their funding, and I was kind of bummed. But again, it was just like holy shit, just the scale. Like you got a lot for your money and stuff, but
yeah,
I think it was just so A, it was price, and B, it was just so like what the fuck.
Speaking of like real life size stuff, like I'm really into virtual reality shit right now.
Ooh.
And they have a couple different VR like D&D games out there. I don't remember the names of them, but I know they're on Steam.
I got a guy at work
Whoa.
who's been talking about them.
And one of them, you not only play as like a player sitting at a table, yada yada, you actually can phase into your character, be your character, look around, and like do shit all within the confines of your character's like space, like your speed, your movement speed, your attacks, things like that.
Whoa,
It's
that's
really
wild.
badass. Yeah, really badass looking. I wish I remembered the name of it, but it's really
I know
cool.
what you're talking about because he's told me about it. But yeah, back to the Anime 5e. Some of the things I like, and I've said it in the past before, of like stuff I don't like. I hate how some of the Pathfinder groups I was in, and they would literally be like, I make a level 1 character that's got like 50 armor and can do like 100 points of damage, and you're like, at what point is this fun? Like,
yeah.
Anime 5e, I'm looking at just the PDF for the game screen if I wanted to print it off. Maximum attribute ranks 4.
Yep, page 20, I can see that right there.
Maximum proficiency bonus is +3. Max AC at level 1 is 20, and maximum damage at level 1 is 25. Like, that I love.
Yeah, I think, you know, I like the idea of, I'd like to create a character that is specialized for this one thing. Haha, that's fun. Am I ever going to play it in a game? Probably not, because it's broken as fuck. But this having the limit on it kind of like gives me the other side, like, why are you putting a limit on my shit, bro? But, I mean, honestly, why would a level 1 character need to have more than 20 AC? That's stupid.
Right. I love the artwork throughout the books. Like,
they must have hired like a whole bunch of different artists, like commissioned a bunch of different like people in the community to do it, because all of the art is so fun.
Like chapter 1's art and introduction, where it shows I'm looking at it and it's got to be a dude because there's no curves, but it looks very effeminate. But it's definitely giving off some Hiei vibes from Yu Yu Hakusho, because he's got like the tattoos that are smoking and they're black and he's unwrapping it. So I get definitely a Hiei vibe. This game, literally in the items, like legendary items, they have the Death Note, they have Pokeballs, although they're not called Pokeballs, they're monster catcher balls.
Yeah.
Some of the cool stuff. I love the fact that they reclassed 5e classes to make them fit.
Oh, yeah, that conversion table?
Yeah.
Yeah, in case you wanted to be one of the new races or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and they even did like a pairing between races and classes all around. Even like the PHB races into the new classes.
Yeah, I liked that chart as well. I think it's really helpful, especially for people who are who definitely are new to the system, because it's new. but just
Yep.
new players in
I
general.
feel like if you're new to this system, you'd have an easier time than, like, say, us, because we're used to 5e.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
this is a, like, 5e adjacent.
It took me 3.5, 4 hours to make a test character and learn the system.
Well, okay, learning from start
Both.
to finish.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah, I understand 5e. I understand how it works. I, at the time, semi-understood the point system. But when I figured out that your attribute points are tied to your discretionary points, whatever the fuck the points are in
Yeah,
this.
they have race
yeah.
and discretionary points.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. The discretionary points are tied to your attributes. So you get 80 to begin with.
Yep.
And then it's like plus, 1 or 2 for each level you start at.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. So you add up all your discretionary points in your attributes, and that's whatever you have left is what you have left. If you have over 80 or whatever the allotment that your DM gives you, you got to start either taking shit away or giving yourself defects to take shit away.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because, like, there's stuff in here. So, like, okay, let me see. Where's Dwarf? Dwarf costs 12 or 14 points, whether you're a hill for 12 or a mountain for 14.
Yeah. And those race points get taken out of your discretionary points. So
It kind of, the points itself, they kind of remind me of the flaws system in Pathfinder, where, you know, you could get more feats if you took more flaws, and it's like, you make some fucked up characters because you just want some more feats.
yeah. And so the test character that I went with was a parasite race with a ninja class.
Ooh.
So what I did, though, was I actually modified the parasite race because it shows you exactly what points each thing gives you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I took away quite a bit of shit. Like, I took away the elasticity, which is 2 limbs can stretch up to 5 times their length. It also gives you +4 grappling check. So that's rank 2. By the way, guys, there's multiple ranks to each of these attributes.
Yeah.
Cost more points. Like, you're leveling up your abilities, basically. So I took that away to give myself 4 more points. I took away the extra actions, which is a bonus action per round that is not an attack. Took that away so I can get 2 more points.
Mm-hmm.
Took away immunity to lightning because I don't fucking need that. That's 6 more points.
Yeah.
So I did that, modified it to what I need, which is how the system works. And I made the guy at level 1, mind you, all legal in the system from what I can tell. At level 1, he's doing 2d8 damage with his parasite blades, which is the weapon extending blades that the parasite class gives you. You can also create your own weapons with the system using the same points. So 2d8 damage to begin with at level 1, plus an extra d10 damage on top of it with more attributes called massive damage. So right off the bat, he's doing 2d8 plus 1d10 damage every hit. Massive fucking damage. But he's also, the defects I have are wanted. So he's a wanted man. People are going to see him and track him down. There's a defect called Bane, or loud noises. He takes, it's like sonic damage. But if it's certain weird things like sound, it's half of the damage the DM says the damage does. It's weird how it's worded. Marked, I think, is about the same as wanted. I think there's like one specific guy coming after you if you're marked versus you're just a wanted man. And then the special requirement, something that you have to do, that gives me -3 points, so I can allocate them somewhere else, is my parasite that I'm infected with needs animal blood to survive. So I've got to kill things and let it eat animals.
Gross.
Yeah. So I made this guy like a very quick in and out damage dealing son of a bitch. But he's got a lot of issues too. So yeah. But it, like I said, it took me quite a long time to figure out how the system worked and how to really do everything. And it's a lot of like flipping back and forth, because even under the classes, it very briefly summarizes what each ability does, and then it tells you what page the full ability is on. So you gotta go to it, read it up, see exactly what the fuck it does, and then go back to the class.
Yeah.
And it doesn't list the abilities in the class based on level. It's all alphabetical order, which is strange.
Oh.
There's a lot of things that they are working on, and hopefully, I like the Blink Beast just because
Yes,
they can have alternate identities. So like, they look like these weird beasts with wooden faces, but then they can like cast an illusion spell on them, so they look like human. And there's a subrace variation where they can have up to 6 widely varying humanoid forms. So you got to put 6 ranks in, so that's 6 points. But the thing I like about them, from level 1, they can blink.
Yeah.
Like that. Up to 100 feet away. Like, just instantly like, oh shit, things are bad. Boom.
100 fucking feet.
Yeah.
Like, Misty Step is what, 30 feet?
Something like that. Either 30 or 60, one of the two.
Yeah, I want to say 60, but still.
Still.
Yeah.
Like, I think you still have to cast Misty Step. This is like just instant, like, nope, I'm out. Boom.
Misty Step is a bonus action. So
there you go. Yeah. Well, I don't know. These guys are big and beefy looking. I don't think they'll be blinking out of situations. I think they're going to be blinking into situations.
They look big and beefy, but they're only a medium.
Yeah. Yep, they're medium sized, and their dexterity's -2, charisma's -1.
Oh yeah, they don't even have any like specials to strength or anything.
No, their main thing is teleporting and their alternate identity. That's pretty much it.
Interesting.
You got demon nagas.
Oh god, yeah.
Fairies, greys, which are your stereotypical alien-looking type motherfuckers.
Yep.
Half dragons, half trolls.
I was very interested in the half troll. I liked the half troll.
Yeah.
The Haud, which looks like fucking cobra people.
Oh,
With
it's
feet, not
if you
snake
take a demon naga and a hound and they have a baby, it's just a snake.
It's just a
Yeah.
snake. It's a silly snake.
Kodamas, so basically the little spirits from Princess Mononoke. You can be
My wife was super interested in that just because they're so adorable.
the Nico Jin, which is basically looks like
That's a cat person.
Yeah,
You want a furry? There you go.
Yup.
like you said, parasites.
Yeah.
Are there satyrs. You can be a slime. Like that's. I'm just so intrigued by slime.
I kind of want to make a slime. Like there's a Shadow Knight class. I want to do a Shadow Knight slime.
The only one that like, and I've talked with you guys about it before. Like, if we do a game, which I'm sure we will, that I probably would not allow would be the fucking Archfiend.
Because of his size, mostly.
Yeah, they're huge. Like what? And like
Yeah.
Oh, huge size? What? It
Yeah.
costs a lot of points though. And
it's only
there's
15.
When you actually like make a character, 15 points is a shit ton.
yeah.
Because remember, you're adding up all your attributes. For
And
my ninja,
like your ability scores too go into
Yeah.
that 80.
And this is where I am confused, and I don't like this system because
Yeah.
they give you different ways to make your characters, and one of them is like you can just stat roll, do your stat rolls.
Mhm.
So then, say I do my stat rolls, I got to take
Yep.
80 points away.
Yep.
Or I got to take those away from the 80 points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's just
That's how I did it. And even then, I'm like, I'm still got to take shit away. Like, I had to do a 12, a 15, a 12, a 9, a 12, and an 8.
yeah. I mean, it's just ugh.
And I have 68 points taken away right there. So I have 12 points left to play with for everything. Class, any extra attributes I want to mess with. That's it.
Yeah, and then you don't get anything additional until, you start leveling up. You get some more points to put things in, but
Yeah.
now you're putting it into special skills and whatnot rather than,
Yep.
ability
So-
increases or anything
So wait,
like
even
that.
your class costs points?
No,
Lee?
your
Oh,
class
thank
does
God.
not. It confused me too. No, the class, all of the things that are added up in the class, that's what it's telling you. Boom, this is how many points it would cost.
Okay.
So if you were to go with your own, just, I'm going to do whatever I want, not pick any of those classes that are there, you have that many points to play with from 1 to 20. That's it.
And that's one of the things that I definitely liked in this book is these are kind of, it says in the beginning, like, these are just guidelines. They're, nobody's holding you to the letter on all these rules, but it makes it so that, like, okay, I see this. That gives me an idea. I want to do something similar, and it has all of the attributes and all of the flaws or whatever it's called in this game. And you can make something yourself. Like,
yeah.
That's really fucking cool.
Which is what I liked about making my Parasite Ninja. I took shit away from the Parasite, and I added shit to the Ninja class to make it fucking BA from the beginning. I am going to peter out. Like, my guy is tied to one specific thing.
Yeah.
He's fucked after that.
Classes are Adventurer, Bender, Broker.
Broker looked fun.
It's
Dynamic
interesting.
Spellbinder. Broker just seems like a pimp. So, like a bard.
Yeah, it's exactly it. It's a bard.
I thought more to flavor it as like an Indiana Jones.
I was flavoring it as like a shopkeep.
The Hunter is another class. Mm-hmm. Isekai Student.
I love this one just for what it is.
For those of you wondering what the fuck that is, think Kagome.
Yeah.
It's literally Kagome.
And if you're not familiar, Kagome from Inuyasha is a regular old schoolgirl in Japan that gets sucked into an alternate universe. No, the Demon Realm? What is it called?
The Demon Realm.
The
Demon
Realm.
What?
I don't remember. That's been so long.
It's time travels.
It's not time travel.
Yeah. She goes back to feudal Japan.
But
I don't
Japan
think they had spider ladies in feudal Japan.
Right, but that's what they say, because in their world, that stuff was real.
Oh, okay.
Their grandfather's always like, here, use this stuff to ward away demons and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, so it's time travel within a universe in which these things were possible. Okay, I just thought it was just like a demon realm.
Yeah, that was a different universe.
Magic Girl / Guy.
I could be Sailor Moon. I could finally be Sailor Moon.
They do have a transformation attribute. So, yeah, go for it.
Pet Monster Trainer, a.k.a. Pokemon.
Yeah, there's Pokemon in here, guys. There's Pokeballs in this, too.
I like the creativity. I know. I like the creativity of this team, so they could be like, you know what we're talking about, but we're not going to actually say it.
A Psionist, so that looks cool.
Yeah.
Samurai. Yeah. The Shadow Warrior, like you were talking about. Basically think Overlord. That's what I got from it.
Yep.
Tech Knight and a Warder.
The Warder seems interesting. I like the flavor of it where you draw glyphs on your body or other people's bodies and you augment their abilities with it.
Right.
I like it. I like the idea. It's really cool.
One thing I will say, and I like how they redid the classes of the base
PHP,
ones. Yeah, the original ones.
Yep.
So 5e. But one of the things I hate, and it's not just them, it's like all these people, that people complain, well, spellcasters have an advantage at higher level over your martial classes. And it's like, well, yeah, because the ongoing joke for the longest fucking time, and especially in 3 and 3.5, where, oh, hey, you're a wizard or a sorcerer, your hit points are based off a D4, and people be like, paper cut, dies of paper cut damage. Like,
yeah, and that's exactly right.
Like, yeah, you are quote-unquote glass cannons. You can do out a lot of damage, but you gotta survive that long to where you can, get that. But, I do like the fact that they kind of redid everything just to fit into theirs. For the most part, it doesn't look like they really fucked with shit too much.
Not really, because the spells, how they work in here, essentially work the same as 5e.
Yeah, I didn't see too much like crazy shenanigans that completely redid stuff.
No.
Um,
But the meat of it is the attributes and defects of the system.
yeah.
Oh boy. There's
And
a lot.
if you have something in anime that you like, you can do it in this. That is one thing I do like.
Yeah.
Somebody on the Facebook group I belong to was just like, okay, for all you who are complaining about this, I've ran a few games with friends, family. Here's how it goes. Do not come to this thinking it is D&D. It is a set. They're like, treat it like your favorite shoujin, whatever type anime. Power of friendship, like whatever your system is that your campaign is going to be based off of. Treat it like an anime like that. And somebody posted a meme where it was like, my main character, and it shows like somebody crawling and they're about to get elbow dropped and they're like, the villain henchman, and then above the villain henchman who's elbow dropping him is like a bomb, and it's like the big bad, and then above the bomb is Bowser, and it's like the big bad's second form, and above Bowser is the droppy things in Mario. I can't think, the stones, the angry stones.
Oh, okay.
The name.
Big
Oh my
spiky,
God.
the big spiky.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking
stones.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That fall and they're always angry. And it's like the boss's final form. And they're like, the reason I'm not scared is above that. And then it shows the moon from Majora's Mask and it's like the power of friendship.
God.
And it's just like, yeah, that's literally like Fairy Tail, Dragon Ball Z, all like the big ones like, oh no, I'm overmatched and outclassed and my friends are hurt. Ah!
Yeah.
And speaking of that, there is an ability, it's near the beginning, where you do power up based on certain like triggers.
Yeah.
What the fuck it was in here? Dynamic powers? No. Is it augmented? No, that's not it. I don't know, but yeah.
Probably something about Nakamas.
Probably. But there are certain triggers that will trigger, like, another attribute turns on at a certain rank and shit like that. And then there's one unknown power where you give the DM a certain amount of points. He'll add 50%. He or she will add 50% to it, rounding up to a final number of points. When you get to a point where the DM says, hey, you're going to unlock this thing, like something happened, you're pushed against the wall, you're oh my god, I'm going to die, is this it? Kind of anime thing. Mm-hmm. The DM will unlock that power for you, and then boom, that's what it is. You don't know what that power is. The DM gives you the power.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really like that, especially for flavor. Like, I know Yaka's been all about that for a couple of things.
All about the Broly.
Yeah. So that'd be 100% him right there. And then weapon-wise, like, you can customize a weapon to whatever that frick you want. And there's so many different attributes you can give specifically to the weapon. Also, defects you can give specifically to the weapon. That just, it makes it your own.
Ooh, that's fun.
So
Yeah,
good.
like it is crazy with the weapons and shit.
So good. So yeah, you can do whatever you want. And if for some reason you're... I'll be right back.
Sure. And on that note, let's take a break. Thanks for listening to Busy Adults. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and pretty much everywhere else on the internet. Make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to wherever you listen to Busy Adults. That's BUSYADDULTS. Now, back to the show.
So yeah, if you can't find a specific thing that you really want to do that you saw in an anime, more than likely you can build it off of something else. assign points to it, talk to your DM, and make sure he's cool with that allocation and that ability with those points. Because this system is built to be completely custom to what you want to do.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's one of the first, like, things in this book where they talk about, they're like, yeah, do this, talk about these things, like, having a session 0 with your DM or GM, whatever you want to call them, talk up to them about your character and the things that you are comfortable with, or, you know, the regular stuff that you should be talking about in a session 1, but also this customization thing. Even the rolling of ability points, there's an option in here that they suggest. Just pick whatever you want of ability points. Yeah. Put it to the thing, and if your DM is fine with it, then just roll. Like, just, you got it. There you go. Which, like, I've never seen that before, and I'm like, why not? Like, it's like, I don't think the DM is going to allow you to have, I mean, the numbers, the amount of points that you have starting at 80 plus however many levels you are, will not allow you to have 20s and everything. You know, that's stupid. Don't fucking do that.
Right. Be realistic, guys.
Be realistic about it, and, you know, it gives you more customization onto your character, because you can assign those attributes. You know that your character is going to be dumb and hot. What do you...
Right.
You want to be a bimbo? Got it.
Yeah.
You want to be a himbo? Got it.
Dumb, hot, and strong, and loves their friends. Perfect for anime.
And guys, do you remember the giant long list of skill proficiencies you can have in Pathfinder /5 or 3.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've expanded upon it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought a lot of them back, like, and stuff.
There's a skill proficiency for agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, awesome, but why? Why? Or what's in a business?
Because somebody's gonna want to play fucking Harvest Moon. Goddamn,
that's true.
Oh,
that's true. You can go for it. Go right ahead. But yeah, there's skill proficiency for focus or domestic arts, like cleaning. Okay, yeah. I mean, play your realistic type anime. Go for it. You can do that in this. Not my cup of tea, but go for it. It's just crazy what they've put into this. And
are there 50 of them? Did I count 50? Is that right?
I didn't count. I'm not that
Probably.
crazy.
It looks like it's 50. I may have missed a few, but wow. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. And you can tell they put a lot of time into this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that they're still kind of like going back and fixing a few things or adjusting things, because it just doesn't make sense. Because didn't you say, Drake, that they were putting out like an update to it?
Yeah, they put out an update last week or so, like, oh, hey, because they were interchanging stuff, and it was just minor stuff. It was like, oh, hey, free actions, bonus actions, stuff like that, and they changed it into their own word. And so, you want to make Attack on Titan, you want to make Levi.
Oh, yeah, you can do it.
They have the 3D maneuver gear.
Yep. And it's so great. That's the very first thing in items.
It is. Yep. 3D maneuvering gear. So you can make your Levi.
Mm-hmm.
They got their bag of holding, your belts of giant strike, divining rod. They just got all kinds of different crazy shit.
Do you want your food pills from Naruto? They're here. They're called skill pills, but yeah, they're here.
I did count again, and it is 50 skills.
Jesus.
50.
Menagerie balls, which are your Pokeballs.
Which is
softball-sized hollow ball has a hinge opening that functions as a two-way portal to a city-sized forested pocket dimension. The character can attempt to trap Neomorphs.
This is Neomorph.
Oh, that Neopets. That's
not
where I was
a
getting that
Neopet.
from. I know, but I'm just like, Neomorphs. I've heard that before. Neopet. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just all kinds of.
Oh yeah, they've got Death Note in here too.
Yep, that is. I remember seeing.
Yep. Where was that?
I think it's literally called Death Note or something.
I don't remember.
I wonder if I could be Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! In this.
You can be Lucy from Fairy Tail. They have summoning keys.
Ooh, okay. That's pretty similar. It's
Book of Death.
Book of Death.
By
that's what it
writing
is.
the true name of a target on a page in this mysterious leather-bound book, the character can inflict an overwhelming amount of damage from anywhere in the world.
Yep. Yep.
Although it doesn't instantly kill them, but it does do 12 points of damage.
Yeah, and it does a lot of other weird shit too.
range 10,000 miles. But it costs 30 points.
Yeah,
You know?
and again, points are pretty rare. Like, that's your
Yeah.
defining thing for your character if you get that.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is flipping cool as shit. Like, yeah, honestly, you can pick any anime and pick any character, smack them together, and you got yourself a game.
Yeah. And I mean, Luffy from One Piece, if you want to do that, do the elasticity attribute, bump up that fucking strength, you're done. There you go.
I will say that I'm not a fan of is some of the challenge ratings on stuff are just so different. Like, I think in the book, it might be the Pocket Edition, because that's the one I've been looking at the most, but like, the strongest thing is like an ancient red dragon or something with like a challenge rating of 19. An adult dragon, red dragon.
Oh, really?
What's its usual CR?
I think it depends. Like an adult red dragon, I think in 5e,
Because there's
is
like
not...
young, adult,
Right.
and ancient.
Yeah, but I think even an adult's not as high as a 19. I think like ancient or great worm is close to there, but it's just they changed some stuff like mummies are only like challenge rating 4 in here. Why they're like an 8 or 9, I think, in 5e.
Well, I mean, that could do with just anime universe to begin with. Mummies are your fucking throwaways, and dragons are like your big bads that you usually fight.
Right.
So, yeah, it makes sense for the most part.
Oh, I guess I have a question for you then, Drake. How do you use challenge ratings very often when you create your encounters? Or
I do.
Okay, because I
Now, granted, I'm not going to be one of those
don't
people
dish.
that I do, but I don't. Like, I know I used to, like, in our first campaign that we did, I would go by, like, the rule of 4. So, like, a challenge rating of 1 should take 4 party members. Because our first couple sessions were literally, like, 7, 8 motherfuckers, I would throw, like, a challenge rating 2 at you guys, maybe, on level 1, or multiple level 1 stuff to equal that. But I know, like, in the past, with Gikram, I would kind of throw a little heavier at you. Like, oh, hey, you guys are level 2, so you should be fighting level 2 challenge rate and stuff. And you'll burn through anywhere from a fourth to a third of your stuff to beat that. Yeah, let's throw a level challenge rate in 5 at you and stuff. Just
and
to
I
give
mean,
you that difficulty.
Yeah, and we're more experienced now, so we're not, like, just doing shit to do shit.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing, is to make it more fun or more challenging for people who have played. You should kind of up the difficulty a bit.
Yeah, or you could just have a player that keeps killing his, partner. That's fine.
Maybe if he didn't roll so many goddamn natural ones.
Yeah, no. The Kenku was just trying to save his little tiny friend.
I don't think so. I think you're lying.
I wish I was lying. That's
I
all he
know.
wanted to do was save his friend from the monster.
I know. You
Shut
tried,
right.
little Kenku. You tried.
So dumb.
I do like their criticals in this. They did tweak a bit. They do have, like, your normal critical range of nat 20, stuff like that. But they also have it where I think it's like, if you roll 10 above an AC, it's automatic normal 2 critical. If it's like 15 over AC, it's 3. And if it's like 20 over, it's like times 4. That's just cool. Like,
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I remember seeing that. I meant to mention it too. And it adds so much more excitement to seeing those numbers instead of, oh, I got a 19. Oh, it's so close to a critical if you don't have that 19 to 20 range.
Exactly.
Now it's
Right.
like, all right, well,
you're
fighting.
going up against something that's got like a 12 AC.
Yeah.
You got that 19, and then your bonuses bump you up.
Mhm.
You're gonna hit your critical. You possibly will hit your critical times 3 or even 4. Like, it's
Easy.
It's
And
anime bullshit is what it is.
that's exactly it. And again, the attributes help. Like, there's an attribute called penetrating. I have 2 ranks into it. No, 1. I have 1 rank into it. I know. -4 AC. So when you attack, you're doing
yikes.
also -4 AC.
Yikes.
So that 12 turns to an 8.
That's rough, buddy.
The attributes are the thing, the meat of this entire system. Whether you
I
use the points
agree.
or not, that's whatever. But
Yeah, I think, but it's really interesting the way that they do that and how they. I haven't gone through every class individually. I've only looked at a couple that like spoke to me, but it seems like there's a nice progression in it too. It's, it feels like you don't have to wait. Oh, I gotta wait till level 3 to get my stuff. Like in regular 5e, it's just like, oh yeah, you get a little bit of something every time.
yeah,
Right.
and it gives you like your points every time, at least 1, every single level that you can allocate to whatever you want. And then every time your proficiency bonus goes up, you get an extra. So it was pretty nice. And then on top of that, all of your other attributes that your class gives you.
Yeah, you can tell that this is definitely one thing that they did not take from Pathfinder. Because Pathfinder fucking sucked in character progression, man. You'd be like, alright, I'm level 1. Nothing cool happens to me for 7 more levels.
God.
Right.
You would just level up and not get anything except for hit points. So, I hate that. Oh, I hated it so much. But you got
That's
a
what I
little bit
don't-
of something.
Right, and that's what I don't like about the wizard sometimes is, you don't really get shit until level 3. Then you get your little tiny expertise thing. Like, okay, guess it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is just, it feeds more into the anime bullshit of it, is that every episode, they get this special power, or they learn something, or they're training. And if I don't get a training montage when we play this game, and if we don't have a flashback when we're fighting, because that's what you do when you're fighting, you have a flashback.
Yep.
We don't do any of that, you have failed as a DM.
Also, that actually brings up a good point. This system seems more roleplay based than it is actually combat based, which I know, Drake, you've mentioned before.
It is very roleplay heavy, that's for sure, but I feel like with some of the stuff in there, and even I think I was talking with you guys, in one of the sections they make it sound like, if you lose a fight, 5e, you lose a fight, your character's probably gonna die. With this, it's just like, ha 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 ha, typical anime, like you lost a fight, got your ass kicked. Like Ray was just saying, you have your flashback of all the fun memories, the train and stuff like that. And you get your surge of friendship power boost. And just come out and just, lay waste to people. And that's what I was saying multiple times. Like, the Facebook group that I'm in of these people is, and the people who've ran games, they say, base this off an anime or something, your characters, your players, whoever they make, find an anime that's like it and just run with it. Like, don't come into this thinking it's fucking D&D with, anime. It's kind of its own thing, and you just gotta run with it, so.
Hell yeah. I don't know, do you guys want to do, a final thoughts? On this supplemental?
Yeah, I would say it's a module. I'm gonna hold off final thoughts for the simple fact of
We need to play.
A, we need to play, and B, they're still throwing shit out. They're condensing it. This thing doesn't go to final press print until July or so. So maybe we'll come back in a month or so.
Well, then in that
and
case,
visit this.
How about first impressions?
I love it.
First impressions are nice. Like I said, there's some issues here.
Yeah.
If I ran a game 80 points, I'm sorry, it's not
low.
enough.
Yeah,
That is low. If we're doing 80 points, it's gonna be slice of life, maybe a little bit of combat. It'd be like your Giggle campaign that we ran for like a month, Ray.
Oh yeah.
That's how I would run it. That's how I would have to run it. Like, you're just gonna do goofy shit, you're gonna have fun, go on about your day. A Gikrum type campaign? No.
Absolutely not. Everybody's archfiends. There we go.
Yep. Everybody who will go against their archfiends. You're fucked. Have fun.
Yeah. So, first impressions for me, it looks so complicated. It looks so, like, why did there have to be this many rules? Did they have to make that many skills? How come I have to calculate this number separate from this number? Like, it feels like there is a lot. But that's how other people feel about D&D or, like all those, any other tabletop. They look at this thick-ass rule book and they're like, whoa, that's too much. I don't know if I can handle it. That's my first impression. Well, looks like a lot, but I'm sure once you get into it and you're able to, let Monkey said, create a character and have a little bit of backstory in it, it might be a little bit easier to get actually going. Don't know yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and my more fleshed out thought of I love it. I really do. I really like the system. I love how the points work.
Yes.
More than 80 points would be really nice. But I see why they did it. This is more of like the traditional way of rolling up a character, not so much the OP way that we do it. Because you have your negatives and your positives all around. Usually for us, we have either 0 or it's nothing but positives. But yeah, it's very complex. I see the reason why they make it so complex with so many options, so many things, because otherwise it's not truly custom.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of stuff in here. And then the designer in me, I look at the character sheet. There's a lot of wasted space there, guys. There's so much wasted space.
Hold on, I gotta look at the character sheet.
Oh my god, for skills and languages, guys, you have 4 slots. That's it, for all your skills and all of your languages. No! What are you doing? No! Move some of that stuff around. Offset a couple of the attributes, your ability points, modifiers. Offset some of those. Mm-hmm. Make some more room. And give yourself more spaces. Like, yeah. Please.
I
4
agree.
spots? No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that you're saying that, I'm looking at it in that full middle roll proficiency, hit points, armor class, move, all that stuff in the middle. Why is that so huge?
Yeah, make it smaller. You don't need the giant stuff for your armor class, and you could just, shorten it.
Even the abilities, like, why are they so big?
I like the style of it.
I get it.
Yeah, I like the style. I understand why they did it, but it's not an effective use of space. It is not an effective use of space, guys. Condense it. Condense it if you can, whether you listen to this podcast or not, whatever. As a graphic designer who does this kind of layout stuff, please condense it. It will truly help.
Yes.
But for the system itself, I love it. I love the customization on it. It is very complex. Like I said, it took me like 3-4 hours to make one character. I'm going to make another one to see what else I can do with the system. But overall, I like it, and I love that they're making changes already before they go into actual pre-press.
Yeah, I like it. They do have a critical failure table.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, I thought that was
Forgot about that.
Good.
Like, that is cool. I love if it's a 2. Like, 2 is like the least thing. It's just like, oh hey, you overextend your reach and rip your clothing, perhaps even in a compromising location. It's just like, yep, there's the anime.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm rolling 2s on my nat ones, that's for sure. Every time.
Oh god.
But yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. I definitely want to try it out sometime. I have a feeling though that this is, this might have to wait till either I can get copies printed or we get an actual physical copy to look at and then do it in person. Just because, like you said, it compared to 5e, this is a whole different ball game, and it is complicated. So, but that's our episode tonight. Give us thoughts. Have you heard of this? Do you like it? All that fun stuff. What do you don't like? Is there any other tabletop module systems, whatever,
third-party supplements
that you like and think we should take a look at?
Yeah, any other tabletop games, period, besides D&D, Pathfinder, the Star Wars thing by Fantasy Flight, anything.
Oh, I've been wanting to check out that, I think it's called Burn Bright. It looks pretty interesting. There's another one that I've seen. It's kind of older, but it's kids on the block, something. I can't think of what it is, but you're all like teenagers and it's weird. You're like teenage detectives. It's cute. It's like something that you would play with like your family and stuff like that. But there's a lot of them. Tell us what your favorites are.
Yeah, we might check them out.
Anyway, we'll see you next time on Busy Adults, and hopefully we will be not Yakaless.
Hopefully. All right, see you later, guys.
Take it easy, folks.
Bye. Do, 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 do.
Don't.
Thanks for listening. If you want more information on Anime 5e role-playing game, visit dyskami.ca/anime5e. Make sure to like, rate, and review our podcast, and hit us up on all of our social medias at Busy Adults. That's BUSYADDULTS. Thanks.